To ink being creepy? That's not normal. To water shortages, which is really bad. And a super pure magician. Can't say we have one of those. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Top 5 Touhou Doujin Works. The series where I talk about doujin works I or you guys have noticed throughout the week and had the need to tell you guys about it. So without further ado, let's begin the top 5 Touhou Doujin Works number 44.
Number 5.
So to start things off, we're going to begin with a very musical work. As much of a musical you can get from a print work anyway. Silent Song created by Magi Lily. So the story begins with the three fairies of light walking through the forest. During their little trek, you start to hear something singing from the sounds of it. They come across Mistia doing her thing. Luna seems to be entranced by the song while Sunny thinks she can do better. This irritates Luna. Unfortunately, their little commotion gets Mistia to notice them. Mistia was excited to learn that Luna wanted to listen to her singing, but the fairies had to open their big mouths, calling it a weird song, which disheartens her. We jump forward and see Mistia singing once more, but things are not as normal as Wriggle and Rumia notice that she's gloomy and different than usual. With her mood being as bad as it was, she gets a visitor, a ghostly one if you will. Lyrica brings up the question if she enjoys singing. Mistia is not having any of that, that's for sure. Eventually the sister squad shows up and asks Mistia the same old question, if she enjoys singing. I'm just gonna leave it there. While it pertains to singing, the subject matter here can be applied to anything really. The idea of calling your song or anything you do weird could irritate people. So try not to be a douchebag, please.
Number 4.
So this next one could be a little strange, but this is Touhou, so that's not surprising. The sun sets on a faraway mountain created by Cho Moran begins with a summary of the Hidia family, their reincarnation, short lifespan, and so on. Akyu declared that the writing for the Gensokyo Chronicle was ending due to preparing for the reincarnation cycle. Kane's at her school when she gets a visitor who brought her gifts. How nice! The old man remarks on how peaceful times has been thanks to her and he tells the teacher to give his regards to Akyu. As Kane is heading home, she spots Akyu, although things aren't so good when Kane notices black tears. If horror movies have taught me anything, black tears mean shit is gonna get real. It starts to rain real hard, and then they get back to Akyu's place. Akyu then explains why the hell she started to cry black tears, and her short lifespan. There's that too. This part threw me the fuck off. The children of Mir are born with ink in their body. Blood of pitch black ink. And the ink in her body writes down anything they see with her eyes. Due to the ink usages, after a few decades, she's donezo. She does break down a bit after explaining it, which I can't blame her. I'm gonna leave it there. Another work that deals with the child of Mir deal. A unique take to it with the ink deal, I'll give it that. I don't know how I would handle having ink as my blood. Glad I don't have to know.
Number 3.
Now this next work is gonna be a little too pure, if you will. The embodiment of pure, created by Azura Market. So the story begins with Patchouli reading some books. Pretty normal. It also has Marissa arriving as well. That's also normal. This next part though, I am deeply sorry for all my actions until now. Fuck, it spooked the hell out of Patchouli, and for good reason. Reimu arrives at the scene and explains the situation to the librarian. Marissa's been going around apologizing to people. Tay and Raisin were ready to get the magician some medicine. Ichiwan was curious if someone converted her, and Alice was, well, being a tsundere, I think? This new Marissa is evidently more shy than what we're used to dealing with. Reimu tells Patchouli this might have happened after the events of Legacy. As the two are talking about it, Yukari pops out of nowhere, as expected of her. It's then she brings someone who could help out in this situation, Junko. And I gotta admit, the idea of Junko being at the SDM really piques my interest. I'm gonna leave it there. There's more fun to be had with this work, especially with Junko being at the SDM. A combo I didn't know I wanted, but glad I received.
Number 2.
When it's the summer, you know shit is gonna get hot. Even though it's Canada, it has those days, occasionally. Not like Vietnam standards, thank bloody goodness, but still hot. Now imagine those summer days without water. Pretty brutal. And life-threatening, honestly. So let's see how the girls of Gensokyo will deal with it. Touhou water shortage, created by Makoto Noya, begins at the shrine. We learn that it's over 39 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's not fun. Now that Reimu and Marissa are enjoying this heat, the village has a water shortage and they're digging for groundwater, according to Kane. Something clicks in Reimu's head and she calls out some of the other cast, the final bosses of EOSD to Imperishable, plus their servants and Moku. Reimu asks them to use their powers to make it rain. They have cool powers, although I don't recall any of them having to deal with rain, or water as far as I can remember. Reimu tells the girls that if any one of them can make it rain like superstition says, then they'll quote, maybe get a boss appearance in the next incident. To be fair, that is an enticing offer for these previous final bosses. I'm just gonna leave it there. Pretty much each girl has to do something so drastic that the weather will change and it'll rain. I don't know what the superstition behind this big drastic change is, but sure, whatever. Each of them being funny in their own right, if I may add. I wish them luck on this endeavor.
Number 1.
For this last work, things are gonna get heated up, and it's not due to the summer, that's for sure. Chaotic Desire Girl, created by Kaiko. Stars, to no one's surprise, Sega. The wicked hermit is bored and wanted to play with Futo, but she had plans, so that didn't work. As Seiya is chilling in the village, she hears a person calling her out. None other than the Buddhist monk Byakurin. The monk has Seiya's interest and she wants to duke it out in the middle of the village. Byakurin ain't having any of that though and moves her by force. That's one way to move a stubborn person. And soon the two are having at it with one another, each showcasing their powers. Byakurin with her speed and strength and Seiya with her hermit abilities, each capable of cancelling the other out. As the battle goes out between the two combatants, Byakurin decides to pull all the stops as she copies a very unique move.
NANI?!
Well, hot damn, I gotta admit, that is a very useful technique to have. Not one I could duplicate, that's for sure. If you want to see Seiya and Byakurin fight intensely, check this workout as I've never seen the two go out at each other like this, let alone converse. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which doujin works are you gonna check out later? Do you want to see how Aq handles the rest of her days? Are you curious to how they handle this pure Marissa? Or do you want to see the full battle between the monk and the hermit? If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, or else Byakurin might pull that instant transmission Kamehameha, and holy shit, that will destroy a few things. Alright, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.